Today, we're going to be talking about navigating the maze of overcoming holiday spending. This is the Credit Commando, and I'll be discussing basically 7 things today. We're talking about navigating the maze of holiday overspending. You know, holidays that came up, we probably spent too much money, and now we got to pay these bills off. So we're going to be talking about 7 major points today, and they are facing the fallout. We're going to talk about tightening up the budget. We're going to have a spending plan. The budget is a spending plan. We're going to talk about it, trimming the excess fat off your budget and how to make things work for you. Talking about prioritizing debt. What's going to be the first thing we pay off and what's going to be the last thing we pay off. Talking about open communication basically with your spouse, your significant other, or open communication with businesses that you have done business with. Implementing that a no spend, no extra spend, not just a no spend, but a no extra spend policy. You have to spend money again, but nothing frivolous, okay? And the last one is talking about building a financial safety net. Let's face it. Let's face it, guys, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? The post-holiday debt can feel like navigating the financial Wall Street bond market. Now, who the heck knows about bonds, mutual funds? A lot of people don't. And it's like, what is this? And that's what like debt is when you don't know how to pay it off. As we reflect on the holiday season, it's hard. What should I say? It's easy to find ourselves caught up in the tension of overspending. Why? Because we want to make sure everybody gets a gift. But fear not, for today we're going to embark on a mission of financial liberalization, a mission of showing you how to pay off your debt. We're deprived into common challenges that we're facing. Everybody face these challenges. If you don't make enough money already to pay your regular bills and your holiday season come up, now you're overspending. Hey, you're facing really challenges today. Emerge from holiday season without the weight of overspending in the new year. We want to show you how to do that. Okay, we're going to dive in these 7 topics, okay, that hit close to home for many of us. A lot of us, don't have the money. We live in the paycheck to paycheck. We're going to talk about that, okay? We're going to try to escape the holiday clutches of overspending and break the freedom from the post-holiday cycle. Break that cycle. I want to present to you today a strategic plan, a roadmap to liberate yourself from the holiday stress without an added pressure of trying to get a side hustle. Side hustles are good, don't get me wrong. Okay, but if you don't have to have one, you don't have to have one if you don't need one. It's okay. If you have to have it, get it. Let's embark on a journey together. Together in this lesson plan, I'm going to show you 7 practical steps on how to emerge victoriously without getting a side hustle. So y'all ready? Let's go. First of all, the bills are coming. The bills are coming. Run to the hills. The bills are coming. Everybody knows that the bills are coming. When you spend your money on the credit cards, you know that the bills are on their way. It might not be today or it may not be tomorrow, but within the 30-day cycle, the bills are coming. Look at these young men. They're scared to death. The bills are coming. They have overspent for the holidays. And we don't want you to do that. But if you did, take these points and we're going to show you how to do it. Coming after holiday situation. What do you do when you overspend for the holidays? What do you do? Some of you have a personal vendetta. I'm just going to overspend and then let the chips fall where they fall. Wherever they fall, that's fine. Okay. I just want to have a great time. But remember, if you use credit card and you use the cash at the same time, you may have overspent. Another question. Now your rent is due and your car note is too. You overspent for the holidays, but your rent is due. Your car note is due. Now the baby needs milk and the fridge is empty. What do you do? These are really common after holiday situations. A lot of us don't face them, but a lot of people do. And if you're facing these situations today, I have some great news for you. some great news for you. Okay, before we get started, let's look at again the objectives. Let's face the fallout, tighten up the budget, the spending plan we call it, trim the excess fat, prioritizing debt, engage in open communication, implement a no extra spend plan policy, and building a financial safety net. Those are the objectives that we're going to be talking about today. But before we get to talking about that, I am the Credit Commando. This is my YouTube channel. I like you to like, subscribe, click the bell for more content. That way we can bring you good content to you. Okay, stuff that you like to see. Be sure to comment as well. Also, see the latest financial and travel self-help videos, increase your financial knowledge and your personal wealth. Who am I? The Credit Commando. Like, subscribe. The word for today. Because I already got to have a word for the day. See, sometimes we get one word that changes our whole life around, financially, emotionally, physically, or whatever case may be. Here is a quote that came by Habakkuk 2:2, the New Living Translation. It said, write my answer, which is the vision, plainly on the tablets, on the paper, so that the runners, the workers, whoever you give it to, can carry the correct message to others. As they're saying, basically, write the vision. This is a brand new year. You should have a vision for 2024. And if you don't have it written down and it's in your head, it's really not a vision. It's just a thought. It's just a dream. But once you take that dream or thought and place it on a piece of paper so that other people can see it, and when they begin to see it, they will be able to help you with your vision, your goals, and your dreams. Okay, if you want workers, you want people to come and run with it, run your message to others, so whatever your goal or your vision is for 2024, that you may be able to carry it out with a sense of ease and a sense of success. The word for the day: write my answer, the vision, plainly on the tablets, so that runners can carry the correct message to others. If you do that, you will have a successful year. All right, let's get off into it. Facing credit card fallout. I'm glad you said that. Facing credit card. What is facing credit card fallout? First, you got to do one thing. You got to assess the damage. You got to take a deep breath. Now, let's assess the damage. Look at the numbers. You have to look at the number. What did you do? Confront them. What did you do? How much money did you spend? Where did you spend it on? Do you know where your money went to? You know anything about where the money went to for the holiday? I know you had a great time, or you may have had a great time. You may have not had a great time. But if you spent some money, do you know where your money went to? What you need to do is this: is create a list of all holiday-related debt, expenditures, and obligations. This is basically a spending plan. You create a list of all of those. Whatever the debts was, wherever you occurred, basically for the holidays, all your expenses, all your obligations, and see how much money that you came in. We're talking about a spending plan here, and put all this together so you will know exactly what you spend your money on. What this would do for you next year, it'll give you a better idea of where to spend your money or where not to spend your money. So that's what we're doing here. Let's do this. Take a quick look at credit card statements. If you use your credit card statements, you really need to take a quick look at that and see where you spend it, because a lot of times we have a tendency to just swipe that card. Let's swipe the card, baby. We'll pay it later. Swipe the card, baby. Swipe that card. And before you know it, you swiped up $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. You had a great festive time for the holiday season, but now you're in debt. Look closely at your credit card statements, okay? Confront the numbers, no matter how scary they might be. Look at them. See what they're doing. See what you're getting out of them. See where you're spending your money at. See, hey, my numbers came up better this year than last year. I spent less money this year than last year. Or I spent more money this year than last year. I bought an extra gift that I may have shouldn't have purchased. You need to look at this, because what you're doing, you're creating a strategic plan for next year. Okay? For next year. That's what you want to do. Now let's tighten this budget up. We got to tighten this budget. That's what we got to do. We access, first of all, we access the damages. What did we do? We looked at the thing and saw exactly what we did. Now we want to look at the budget restraints. We got to tighten that belt up, baby. We got to tighten the budget belt up. Okay? What you want to do is develop a realistic budget and meet your financial obligation. You got to start over again if you spend too much money. Realistic budget that is going to meet your financial obligations. Whatever you spent, was that in your spending plan? Or you put it on credit? Or did you borrow the money from mom and them, Pook and them? Or did you borrow the money from the bank? If you did, you created a debt. And debt is something that you have to repay if you want your credit to be right. If you want to get anything else from anybody in the future, from the banks, the financial institution, and even your family, you have to pay your obligations. And if you borrow money for the holidays, you are obligated to pay that back. Whatever the debt ceiling may be, you're obligated to pay it back. Number 2, let's develop a spending plan, actually a budget that prioritizes essential spending. What we want to do is we wrote down everything we spend our money on. We look at our obligations and our needs. Now let's develop a spending plan. Okay? What we're trying to do here is detox from overspending. We're creating a realistic budget that includes the debt repayment goal. That's basically all. It's kind of like a financial therapy, for a holiday hangover. This is the spending plan, like a financial therapy. We're going through therapy, guys. You got to hold your head up high. You got to tighten your wallet up. You got to hold your money close. You can't go to the stores. You got to stay offline. You got to get your spending plan prioritized so you see where your money went to. We are tightening up the budget. And one of the things that tighten up the budget is also prioritize high interest debt to maximize the overall cost of repayment. The interest rate, if you use credit cards, anything, the interest rates is going to be high. The normal interest rate for a credit card, especially a new credit card, it's about 25%, 28.98 or 99%. So might as well say about 25%. That's average throughout the United States. So if you got a credit card and you spend over $1,000 on it, and you're mainly making monthly payments on it, and your interest rate is, for instance, is 25%, you're losing 25 cents out of every dollar going to the man, so to speak. But what's happening is you're losing that money that you could be taking that money and utilizing for paying off extra debt or doing other different things that you might need in your household. You can create a realistic budget that includes debt repayment goals. What is your goal? I'm gonna pay off this first, I'm gonna pay off that second, I'm gonna pay off this one, I'm gonna pay off that one. Okay? What is your goal? If you overspend, how are you gonna pay it off? And you have to have a repayment goal. You have to create one, okay? You got to attack those interest rates like a superhero, okay? With financial responsibility. You put your financial cape on, you go tackle them doggone bills and don't run from them. You pay them off, and you're making the bills run from you, okay? But it has to be realistic. And it has to have goals, okay? We're talking about tightening the budget here. Identify non-essential spending. You gotta cut this non-essential spending out, okay? You have to do that. Trust me, your wallet would thank you, okay? Your refrigerator, your light bill, your house bill, they all thank you. The creditors thank you because you'll be able to take that money and put it on essential items. There are some things that you need right now that you may have spent for the holidays. Now you don't have the money for it. This is the new year. You need to do more in 2024. Remember that. More in 2024. You need to do more saving, more investing, okay? More payment of debt, more goals, more prioritizing your financial obligations. You need to do more, okay? In 2024. We're tightening this budget. That's what we're trying to do today. Because when we get the budget to tightening to a point, now we know where the money can be eased out of, where it went to, where we needed to go to, and how we're gonna make, you know, our goals to do our repayment plan. All right. Also, treat the budget as a thrill odyssey. I mean, it's not a humane task, a mundane task, humane task, mundane. It's just something that you do. It's not. Because remember, you work for this money, one way or the other. It is your money. Your money should work for you. You should work for your money once, and your money should work for you for the rest of your life. It is your money. It is not a mundane task, but it's your money. So you have to tighten this budget up so you can make that money work for you for the rest of your life. All right? We're going to trim the excess fat. Look at all that bacon. Man, look at that bacon. That's a fat hog. That's a lot of bacon. I love me some bacon. I'm going to have to get off of it, but I love me some bacon. But you got to trim the excess fat. So the deal is there are things that you are doing that you have done, you know, you might have to cut out. You might get some subscriptions over the holidays, or you just was sitting at home, you wanted some TV subscriptions. You might have gotten those. You might have to cut those out. You know what I mean? You might have to. And you know, this impulse buying, non-essential spending, all of those things that you might have to cut out. I mean, it was joy having it for the holidays. Okay, but did it really contribute to your financial plan or your financial wherewithal? Okay, if it didn't, maybe it's a time to exit. Okay, non-essential spending. I just spent it because I wanted to have a good time. I spent it because it was family day and we all get together on holidays for a lasting family reunion. I just spent it because I had it. I just spent it because I know I got a check coming in. Whatever your reason for spending it, okay? If you didn't need to spend it, what if you'd have taken that same money, let's say $500, and invested in a stock? Let's say most people go to Walmart. Let's use Walmart. We can use Target. We can use ExxonMobil. Okay? We can use something that we could have built wealth out of, okay? With the excess cash. You got to declutter your financial space. Not only your office, okay? But you have to declutter your mind. Your financial space. You gotta get a grip on this financial spending. You gotta get a grip in your mind. Some of the things that you did that you know put you to a point of the break. Now you don't know whether you're gonna pay Harry, Paul, or Peter. Or you're stealing from one, Peter, Paul, and Harry, to pay John. Okay? Are you tired of that? Let's declutter your financial space. Let's establish you to a point where you know that when your check come in, you got the essentials paid. You have money left over. You have a spending plan together. You have an emergency plan, and you can invest some. Okay? You got to cut the excess fat of impulsive buying, non-essentials, okay, and subscriptions, so you can do these particular things. Okay? Also, reduce debt and celebrate small victories. Okay? Reduce debt. You have to do that. When you start paying your debt off, do not go back and get in debt again. Okay? Do not do that. You can't do that. If you do that, then you're defeating the purpose in paying it off. okay? But when you do pay off the debt, you want to be able to celebrate. Let's celebrate good times. Come on. Let's do that. Let's celebrate small victories, okay? We paid off the debt. We celebrate. Now, we don't go celebrate by getting back in debt. We celebrate in our mind. We celebrate in our wallet. We celebrate in our bank account. We celebrate the small victories, okay? Here we go. The next point. Develop a dynamic budget that adapt to income fluctuations. Okay? You got to prioritize, develop and prioritize spending to bring you most value in your life. You got to cut back on non-essentials that directed towards your debt management. Okay? You got to declutter. If you don't need to declutter, chip away your debt one at a time. Chip away one at a time. When you develop a dynamic budget that adapts to income fluctuations, it means that today you might get a check for X amount of dollars, and next week you might not get a check at all. Okay, so you have to adapt for income fluctuation, because not all the time will your check be the same price or the same amount every week. One week it might be, say for instance, I'm just gonna throw a number out there, it might be $1,000. The next week it might be $800. If you're working for a sales job, you know the income is gonna fluctuate up and down, up and down. So you have to trim the excess fat. You're gonna do that by evaluating subscriptions. You're going to stop impulse buying. You're going to reduce the debt and celebrate small victories. Watch out for the non-essential spending. Declutter your financial space and especially your mind, and also develop a dynamic budget that adapt to income fluctuations. All right, let's move to the next point. The next point, we got to prioritize this debt. We got debt. We got to prioritize it, okay? Prioritizing debt. Addressing these first can save significant money in the long run. What debt are you going to pay off first? Why are you going to pay off? You're going to pay off the high interest card first. You're going to pay off the low interest card first. You're going to pay off the most debt first, or the lowest amount of debt first. You have to prioritize your debt and stick to your plan. If not, you're going to be like the vacuum cleaner, sucking the money up and you don't even know where it's going. So you have to prioritize debt. You got to identify and prioritize spending that bring you most value to your life. What the spending that bring you most value to your life? That's what the spending that's like your home, your family, the things that bring in most on your education, more value, investments, more value to your life. Because you are a valuable person and you need to know that. So you need to do the spending that does the same thing when you prioritize debt. Okay? Identify and prioritize it. That bring more value. And that's the thing that we're looking for, is value. We want value opportunities to your life. Okay? You want to negotiate with creditors. Okay? Don't be afraid to talk to them now. You can talk to them about better terms, reducing interest rates, okay? I may be paying interest only, okay? Just sweet talk your way into a better money, to better savings, okay? You can do that. If you owe something, you are not able to pay it, all the total bill that's on the credit card, call them up, say, hey, creditor number one, I'm so-and-so and so, and I owe you X, Y, and Z. Do you mind if I send you an interest payment on that? I'm running a little short today. It's more because of the holidays, but I'm trying to get back on track. So, hey, do you mind if I send you an interest payment? No, some payment is better than no payment at all. And most of them are going to say, yes, they want some type of payment. Okay, even though they want the whole thing, but they want some type of payment. And sometimes you have to tackle the small debts first. If you want to be able to get quick victories, you tackle that small debt first. Okay, I'm going to do a series, and I have done a series on how to pay out your debt using the correct Credit Commando way of paying debt. Okay, there's 3 or 4 ways of paying it. The debt consolidation, the debt snowball, and that's the Credit Commando way of paying debt. I'm going to do a series on that very shortly, so stay tuned. You're going to watch. If you watch it, I guarantee you're going to learn a few things, okay? But you can tackle a small debt first. Okay, why? It gives you victories. It would tell you exactly where you're going. And you can see these small achievements. You tackle that $200 debt. You went for the 350. Now you got the $700. You got 3 victories in a matter of, let's say, 6 months or 7 months. You're doing good. Now you start getting to the harder or the more debt. Okay? So that's what you do. Well, we're going to show you how to plan how to do that. If you stay tuned to the Credit Commando channel, we got something for you. All right? All right, great. Now, we're going to engage with open communications is next. Guys, we got to talk to the creditors. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to talk to the creditors. We got to talk to the creditors. You want to use your navigation skills, okay? Your ninja skills. Hi, Yahoo! Your ninja skills to contact your creditors. You want to explain your situation to them, okay? You explain the situation there. You want to explain any type of low interest options or repayment plans. You want to negotiate like the holiday Grinch. Okay. You want to steal everything that you can steal, especially the interest rate, and get your money back into your pocket. Okay. You want to communicate openly with your creditor. Discussing your situation may lead to a more favorable terms. If you do that, it could be. You negotiate your interest rate, okay? By doing this, you have to, remember when you get to talk to them, please have some type of plan in place, maybe 1 or 2 plans, options. You know, you can call them up. Hey, I'm so-and-so, my interest rate at 25%. I'm having a little difficulty. I may not be able to pay this card at all, and I might have to let it go on my credit. I don't want to do that. It's going to hurt my credit, but I want some type of payment plan to pay you out. What can I do? How can we work this out together where I can pay you something and I can save my credit as well? That's open communication, okay? Politely inquire about the possibility of lowering interest rates. Creditors is willing to negotiate with you on that, especially if you have a history of on-time payments. If you pay these people on time, they don't want to lose that. Why? Because that is how they're making money. And if you also can talk about a genuine financial hardship, you can discuss repayment plans, okay? A repayment plan, the current financial situation, for alternative plans, okay? Creditors will be willing to listen to you, and they might even modify your terms and make it more manageable for you. But you have to talk to them, okay? You also want to look at setting realistic time frames when you do this, okay? You want to work together and establish a repayment time frame with the creditors that align up with your financial capability. You know, you don't get a check on Fridays, every Friday. Don't say you're going to pay them every Friday. Say you're going to pay every other Friday if that's when you get paid. Or once a month, give them a date so they can have it in by that particular date. And this creative approach demonstrates your commitment to meeting your financial obligations when you do that, okay? You need to do that, okay? Now, discuss payment plans. We talked about that, okay? You want to meet that financial obligation. That's what you want to do, okay? Set realistic goals, okay? You also want to set timelines. We talked about that, okay? Explain the financial hardship. We looked at that as well. And also, what about a lump sum payment? Okay, you know, tax season is around the corner. You know, some of you get a nice little tax rebate. And I got a program for that too. Tell you where to put your tax rebate, you know, your lump sum from the IRS to make it grow and make you have money in the bank to increase your credit, but also pay your bills at the same time. I got this for you. This is the Credit Commander, and baby, we are looking out for your best interest, okay? But also a lump sum payment, okay? Meaning that, hey, you propose a lump sum payment as a settlement, okay? Hey, I can't pay it all. Would y'all take a settlement? I owe $1,000, okay? And I know it's going to go on my credit, but hey, would you take $750? That's all I got. Okay, somebody's better know, and sometimes they will, all the interest charge, the late fee, they might take those off and accept a lump sum payment. Okay, but you have to negotiate this. All the things that I'm telling you now is negotiable, and if you're not a good negotiator, excuse me, if you're not a good negotiator, You may not be able to get those. You have to negotiate your way into whatever you want. Okay? You got to do that.